Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the second part of this tutorial. Actually, last week we started modeling and propping the scene, placing some objects, and in this video we are going to continue texturing, lighting. Also, we're going to adjust the camera, we're going to talk about the presets I'm going to use, and going to see the final render. So there are a lot of stuff to see, and I recommend you guys, extremely recommend you guys to go grab your popcorn and enjoy it. All right, so let's get started. The first thing I'm gonna do here is add an HDRI. So I'm going to import an HDRI that I downloaded from Polyheaven. I think it's Polyheaven. Let me see. Yeah, Polyheaven. This one over here. All right, so let's take a look. I'm going to render it, see what I got. All right, so let's increase a little bit the exposure of the scene, something like that. All right, so we already have a nice lighting. We need to work on the materials, so we have to work on the trees, the materials of the trees, also some plants. But first, let's start adding some textures to the ground. All right, so for that, I'm going to use Pixel Bridge. All right, so I'm going to find a texture for the stones you're going to use around here. All right, so let's go find it. So I'm going to go to surface. So then let's see, rock. No, it's not rock. Gravel. All right, so here you go. Let's try to find something that fits. Something like that, maybe. Oh yeah, I'm going to download it. All right, so we need a soil as well. So let's see if we can find a soil. All right, here you go. I need a dark soil, something like maybe that. Not bad. Let's see if we can find something more interesting. This one maybe. Nope. All right, I think maybe this one. I'm going to download this one here. Let's see if we can find another one, just in case. Let me see this one. Nope. I think this one. Almost there. All right, this one I have already downloaded. All right, I think this one is a good one, a good match. So I'm going to import it. Right, so I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to open up our stones as well. So here we go. Where is that? This one? Nope. Just lost it. Okay, it's still loading. Let me see. Okay, let me close these guys over here. Let's wait just a little bit to finish the download, and then you're good to go. All right, so let's go to files. Here I have the textures, and let's import it here. So I'm going to select my floor. I'm going to open the UVs. Oops, my floor. Let's open it up. All right. Let's add a texture to it. Texture not, but a material, right? So, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to import the textures. So I need this guy, displacement, normal, roughness, and specular. So let's import it. For now, I'm going to reduce the amount of my displacement to 0.001, and I'm going to isolate this part over here. So like that's going to be easy to see what's going on. All right, so let's scale down a little bit this texture. Something like that, but maybe maybe it's a little bit too white, right? So let me see if, yeah, this is the albedo. So let me go back to the original scene and let's take a look here what's going on. All right, not bad. So let's increase the height of my displacement map to 0.05. All right. Oh, here we go. That's a nice texture. Yeah, definitely this is a nice texture. All right. So what's that? Sometimes when you are like working as I am with the preview render turned on and adjust, and when you adjust the texture, sometimes you have to clear the cache because otherwise you're going to see some artifacts on your scene. All right, so let's do the same thing for this one here. I think this one, okay, let's open the UVs, do the same thing, and I'm going to add the texture, and I'm going to import the soil texture. All right, so I have the albedo. Let's wait. This texture maybe is too heavy, or my computer is not like handle well these textures. The reason is like these textures are right now like on the cloud, and maybe I don't know, it's uploading and downloading, and Blender actually doesn't deal very well with that. So this is a pain in the ass, definitely. All right. So I'm going to import this guy, place my map, normal, roughness, and specular. All right. So let's import it. And I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm going to isolate it and let's press render. And probably you need to decrease the value here on the texture displacement for now, just to see the texture. All right. And I'm going to scale down to 0.1, maybe too much, 0.4. All right, that's not bad. Okay, so let's go back again to the scene and see how dark it is. I have like some vegetation here. I didn't know that actually, but that's not bad. That's a good thing actually. All right, that's not bad. That's definitely good. So let's see what happened when I increase my displacement over here. All right, a little bit more to go 9. All right, let's go 0.1. And as you can see, my offset over here is like just going up. So let's change here a little bit. So let's bring it down just a little. Here we go. That's a nice texture, definitely. So I'm going to add the same texture probably to the other parts, like this part over here, this and this. So for that, I'm going to name it properly. So soil, and then I'm going to open the UVs of this guy. All right, so and I'm going to apply soil here. Same thing for this one. And I'm going to apply soil here. And same thing for this one. And I'm going to apply soil here as well. So, all right, so I'm going to save it for now and let's render it again. Probably we won't be able to see it just over there, but here there are like too many grasses right now, and definitely it's a good thing happening. There is a good thing happening here. I see that I don't need to, like, of course we're going to work on some textures, but it's definitely like it's already good, right? Very nice actually. Very nice result. It's sometimes difficult to get, like, I don't know, good results at the first time. Normally you have to work more, especially like when I add objects from my library. but I think my library is getting better. All right, so let's texture this fancy over here, and then we can move to the other one. So let's find a good texture for that. So wood, and let's see, board. We need actually a color one, and maybe this one will be like a good match. And then you're going to need actually a dirt wood. So like that, probably. Let me download it. And let's see if we can find another one. Not here. Maybe here. All right, this is an old one. Maybe this is too old. Nope. Let's see, blanket. Yeah, something like that. Maybe you can use it. Maybe you can use it. Let's see first this one over here. All right. So we're going to paint it green. So having like texture red, like colored, it's going to be easy to change just the whole color. So let's go to files and let's add material to this board over here, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to import the texture. So albedo, placement, normal roughness, and specular. Right. And here on displacement, I'm going to do the same thing for now. All right. So let me just isolate one. See what we got. Right, so let's increase a little bit the height here, just see what's going on. Let's increase the size, actually the resolution of this texture. This is in 8K, so you can use 8K for that. All right. That's a good texture, definitely. All right, so let's add a color correction here, and let's change the color to something more green. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, let's desaturate it. Let's see. Something like that. Let's dark it a little. Let's desaturate a little bit more. Let's play with gamma a little. Let's desaturate a little bit more. Something like that. Let me go back to the original scene. All right, so we have a dark green. So we have a problem here that is we need some variations. So definitely this is very ugly, right? So the thing is, I'm not quite sure if I duplicate it as an instance. So let's check it out. Oh yeah. Um, all right. So what I'm gonna do is actually I'm going to join all these blankets together. All right. So for that, I'm going to hide something, some objects here. This should be easy to select. The blankets. All right. So all right, here you go. And I'm going to press Ctrl J. Ctrl J. Yeah, here you go. All right, and then I'm going to open the UVs. All right, so then I'm going to hide all, and let's take a look. So probably I think I need to clear the cache, but now that I just press render, let's wait for that, but I believe I need to clear the cache. No, no needed for that, so I don't need to adjust it. But the texture is a little bit too big actually. So let's adjust the texture again and 0.01 maybe. Oh yeah, much better. All right, so here you go. We have our green, our dark green blankets over there, and let's work on these ones over here. So again, let's see. We had actually downloaded, I believe, I'm not quite sure if I downloaded, but let me try to use this one. I think it's going to be a good match, but we have to adjust the UVs to fit the blankets. All right. So let's see what we have here. All right. I'm going to separate this guy over here. Going to add a texture. Let's take a look on the UV editor. I'm going to open, I think I don't need to open the UVs, but we need to adjust the UVs over there. That's not a problem. Let's add texture. So I'm going to do the same thing. Here you go. Again, I have to wait and wait and wait. So I'm going to pause the video. Oh, don't need to pause it. I don't need to pause it anymore. All right, so let's continue doing that. So beetle, I need displacement, I need gloss, and actually I don't need gloss. I need normal and I need roughness. So let's import it. I'm going to kill the height and I'm going to import actually the albedo to my UV. All right. So I think like that's going to be easy to manipulate things over here. I'm going to use an add-on to called UV Toolkit. Probably you have already heard about that, to straight the UVs. So I'm going to press render here just to see what's going on. And here on the UV toolkit, you can press straighten. All right. So let's do the same thing for this one and this one and oops, and this one. All right. So let me see which is which here. All right, this part. All right, and this part here is okay. So this part is the side. All right. So these are the sides. So let's place it, oops, one here and another one there. And let's place this one around here. And this one around here. All right, so let's take a look. All right, not bad. So we have to do it for the other ones as well. So we're going to do the same thing for this one here and for this one here and for this one here. All right, so this guy, I'm going to name it to old wood. All right, so let's apply. We can just drag and drop actually. I'm going to drag and drop the material and I'm going to open the UVs over here. I'm going to do the same thing. Straighten, 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 and all right. So select everything. I'm going to scale it down, but now I'm going to change the position of these textures. All right. So I'm going to place this one here. So then this one, I'm going to place it here. And this one, I'm going to place it here. All right. So let me re-render again. Probably need to clear the cache. Let's clear the cache. All right. So let's do the same thing for this one. I'm going to select everything, straighten, scale down a little bit, and I'm going to place this one here, this one I'm going to place around here, and this one, oops, this one around here. All right, and have this little one. Let's open the UVs and straighten, oops, straighten, and let's scale a little bit, and let's place them around here. All right, so here we go. Then you can adjust the height. Let's increase to 0.1, increase the level, resolution. All right, maybe 0.1 too much, 0.05. All right, it's a good match. Let's take a look. Not bad. So I think we can proceed. So, oh yeah, as we had actually copy as an instance, when I actually detach it, I lost the reference. So let's join them together again, and I'm going to duplicate it. So let's do the same thing we did before. All right, so I'm going to duplicate it here and Shift R. Here we go. And I'm going to duplicate it here. I'm going to duplicate another one, maybe another one, and yeah, that's it. So let's render everything again and see what we got. All right, so let's zoom in a little bit. So maybe we can, I think, dark a little bit these fences. So yeah, I think the scene is heavy right now. Let me just turn on, actually turn off render. Yeah, I just need this part over here. Oh yeah. So I need to adjust, of course. I have this like this part overlapping the other one, but yeah, looks good. Maybe, just maybe I'm going to dark a little bit this texture. All right, so I'm going to add a color correction to it. I'm going to stop rendering for now. Too much information. I'm going to connect it here, and I'm going to bring the exposure a little bit down, and I'm going to isolate it. So let's take a look. A little bit more. Let me go back to the scene. All right. It's a little, yeah, that's good. That's not bad. That's not bad. Definitely it's not bad. I believe I need to like turn off the 8K. I'm using like 8K texture like in this fancy, and I think it's like too heavy right now. We're going to turn this off just for now, and for final render I think we can keep it, but I'm going to use 4K. All right, so here 4K. Yep, I think it's going to be better. All right, so I'm going to adjust this guy over here. Let's bring all these fences to the right. Yeah, something like that. Perfect. All right. So we need to texture these three guys over here that I'm going to use the same texture actually, and I found the texture in this website textures.com. If you go to PBR, and they have this fabric and leathers, and this guy, they have a lot of like different textures. They have some free ones here. I'm going to download this one and this one, and actually reference as well, right? And let's connect it. So I'm going to isolate this guy, add a material, and then let's find it here in downloads. Here we go. Let's take a look. I'm going to decrease the size 0.1, too much, 0.3. All right, and I need to open the UVs, of course. And of course, material is a little too plastic. All right, so let's open the UVs. Of course, we need to apply the bevels first. All right. And let's see what we have here. So I need to open the UVs, and before that, let's clear the seam. And also, let's clear the sharp vertices. All right. And I think we're good to go. So let's select the edges we want to open, and I'm going to open it around here. All right, so I'm going to press mark seam, and then I'm going to select everything and then unwrap it. So let's see if we're good to go. Nope. So you have to open it around here as well. And let's add a mark seam, and I'm going to add another seam around here, but I don't need actually that part, and also I don't need this part here. Yeah, so I'm going to press mark seam again, and now let's open it again. Oops. Unwrap it. Let's take a look on the UV editor. All right, so I'm going to select these two guys over here, and let's shrink them. All right. And let's take a look. Oh yeah, much better. So let's just decrease the size of it a little bit more. Now 0.1. Yeah, so let's take a look on the scene, what's going on. All right, that's the color I was expecting actually, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to just apply it to this guy. I need to open the UV, I think. I'm not quite sure if I'm using. I think it didn't copy as an instance, so yeah. I'm going to delete this guy, and I'm going to duplicate it. All right. So I'm going to add a texture here as well. And I believe you need to open the UV for this one as well. So for that, I'm going to do the same thing actually. All right, so I'm going to open it around here and mark a seam. Then I need a seam around here. All right, mark a seam, and then let's select everything and unwrap it. So let's take a look on it. Yeah, let's straighten it. All right, so I think we're good to go. All right, easy peasy. So let me go back here. All right, so I believe we are good to go. We're good to move. Let's actually texture these guys over here first, and then we start working on the trees, and then we can wrap this up. So let's take a look on these lamps over here. Maybe we need to adjust the glass. The wire, actually, we can add. Actually, I think it's too thick, this wire. I'm going to decrease a little bit the depth here to something like 0.7, I think. All right, and let's add a material to it. And let's apply a black color. This is going to be a black wire. All right, and I think that's it. It's good enough for now. Let me see what we have here. We have some materials that came with this object. So let me see. I think this one is the transmission, the glass. So I'm going to adjust it so we can use it. All right, I'm going to add a white transmission. Also, I'm going to kill the roughness and a black albedo. Specular set to 1. That's okay. And down here, let's turn on fake shadows. And I think that's it. All right. So we can add a light to it. So let's place our cursor around here and let's add the light. So I think I duplicated it by mistake. So let's add a sphere. All right. Let's render it again. I'm going to adjust the size of it. Let's put 1 centimeter. Yeah, let's adjust also the temperature. So I'm not going to use texture emission. I'm going to use black bar emission. And I'm going to use a temperature of 4K. All right. That's good. So I'm going to duplicate this sphere to the other lamp. So Alt D, and this is going to be there. Inside it. All right. And same thing here. Let's place it inside it. And let's do the same thing here. All right, it's not inside. I think now it's inside, and let's add another one over there. All right. So let's take a look how intense it is. Maybe I have to adjust the power. I think it's too strong. Yeah. So we could make like a night day, a night environment, a night scene. Let's just check it out. Of course, this is not the idea here, but I think could be a nice scene. Let me see. So let's decrease a little bit the power. Oops, not here. Let's decrease it here. 0.1. Oh yeah. That's not bad. That's nice. Not bad. All right, so let's continue doing that. So one, let's go back to one and let's adjust the intensity. So let's put around 20, 10, 5. All right. I think that's good. That's not bad. Another thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm going to make this light transparent. So let me grab one here. All right, here you go. So let's set opacity to 0, and I'm going to turn off visible on specular, just to avoid some artifacts for now. So let's see again. All right, I think we are good. Good to go. Something happened here. I have no idea why this is happening. All right, I think I had apply. I know what's going on. I had apply the same texture to this little guy over here, and I'm going to actually duplicate this material, and let me see if this was the problem. Not quite sure. I think I have to clear the cache. No, yeah, it's not necessary. All right. Yeah, I need to clear the cache. Actually, in the render, the border, actually, the edge on the top of this object like disappear. So let me clear the cache. All right. So let's start by like adjusting a little bit this tree over here. So then we can move to the next one. I'm going to select all the trees. So it's going to be easier like that. So all these plants first, and then we adjust the other ones. It's a quick actually adjust. So let's take a look how the plants, how the trees are. And usually when I like import a tree from another library or from I don't know, any library I buy from internet, I have to always create my own texture, right? So or relink the textures that come along with the model. And one thing that I think is very important regarding plants is that you need to turn on, actually to change transmission to diffuse. All right, so That's a good thing to do. All right, so this is probably the shader for the plants. So let me see. Nope. Maybe not this one. Maybe this one. Nope. This one. All right, nothing happened. I don't know what's going on. So quite sure that should be this one. I'm going to unplug this guy over here. Let me put a red color to it. So that's very strange. Let me go back. Let me see here what's going on. All right, so let's clear the cache again. I'm going to re-render. Definitely, there is something wrong. I'm going to actually expand a little bit more the shader editor over here. It's going to be easier to work on. All right, so let's try again. Let me unplug this entire material. No. Are you sure? Maybe I'm blind. Yeah, probably. Let me select this object first, right? So let me unplug here and let me see. All right, so nothing's going on. Okay, yeah, I don't know what's going on. So now it's working. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is going to actually I'm going to change. I'm going to render actually in this viewport over here. I'm going to turn off here. All right, like this is going to be easy to see what's going on in this scene. So I'm going to connect this guy over here. There are a few things I like to do. So first, let's change transmission to diffuse. So this is important. All right. So second, I'm going to add a color correction. And I'm going to duplicate this color correction. And I'm going to use one here on transmission. So like that, we have the transmission going on. So this is important. But also it's too light right now. So I'm going to decrease the exposure a little bit of the albedo. So like that, we are going to start having some contrast. So I'm going to add some contrast as well. So yeah, so right now we have like kind of some of the leaves are a little bit darker. In the middle we have like some really nice transparency going on because the transmission. So this is a good thing. I'm going to actually increase exposure a little bit more. All right, something like that. Perfect. So it's much more natural. All right, so same thing we're going to do for this one. Yeah, but now it's going to be a little bit difficult to find where is it. So let's take a look here. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm going to look for the leaves, probably this one. Okay, this is one part, this is one leaf, probably there's another one. Yeah, so two leaves. So I'm gonna do the same thing here. And color correction, let's add one here, and let's add another one. This one's going to be the transmission. This one's going to be the albedo. I'm going to change specular to diffuse, and you can see that some of the leaves, like, they are already like good enough. So I don't think I need to change too much here. Maybe just add a little bit contrast, just a little. And let's do the same thing for the other leaves. So I'm going to delete this guy over here. I don't need that. So color correction. And let's duplicate this guy. All right. So we're going to connect this one here, and albedo, transmission, and let's add specular to diffuse. Voila. So we can also add just some variation on the hue, so we can just change a little bit the color, just very subtle. All right, so 0.005 maybe, something around that. 0.005 as well here. All right, so let's do the same thing for this one here. Okay, I think this one is the same thing, so I'm going to move this to the right and color correction, connect it here. Let's duplicate this one. All right, let's connect this one here, this one here, and let's change to diffuse. All right, let's add some full saturation. All right, I'm going to decrease a little bit exposure, something like that. Here I'm going to add some contrast. Here we go. And I'm going to copy actually these ones and try to paste it here. It's going to be easier. Yeah. So this one's going to connect here, and this one's going to connect. It's going to be here and here, transmission, and then diffuse. And let's change full saturation to 0. All right. So as you can see, we are already like having some very nice effect on the trees, on the leaves. So let's see this next one here. We're gonna do the same thing. All right. So maybe, okay, so maybe You already have it here. So let's paste it around here, and we're going to connect this one here, and oops. All right, so here I don't need this guy, and this one's going to go here. Specular to diffuse. All right, and let's do the same thing for the other one. Let's paste it here. Diffuse, and yeah, that's it. So I'm going to increase this one. I'm going to set to 0, add some variation here, 0.009. All right, let's take a look. Let's go back. So now we have a very interesting result on our vegetation. There are more translucencies, and it is very nice right now. So we have some other ones over here. So let's go there. All right, here we have to do the same thing. So it's definitely pain in the ass, but worth it. So like that, we are going to have a very nice tree. Once you do that, of course, you can always save your tree so you can use it later on. All right. So I'm going to duplicate this guy, and let's do the same thing here. So I'm going to change diffuse. All right. Here I'm going to decrease a little bit the exposure. I'm going to add a little bit more saturation, and here I'm going to decrease the exposure as well. So like that, we don't, for this tree, we don't need like too much translucence. I think it's not, it's, I don't know, the tree, the leaf is not like, I don't know, it don't need to be like very translucent. So otherwise it's going to be like so very white. So I'm going to add a little bit more saturation here. 0.4. All right. I'm going to reduce a little bit more to 0. -1. All right. Here you go. So I'm going to see this one here. Take a look. All right. So let's do the same thing. Let me see if I can just paste it. All right. So here it is. So I'm going to connect this one here, and this one here. Specular, diffuse, and here we go. Yeah, much more nicer. And let's do the same thing for this one. Maybe let's take a look on this one. On this, okay. So this plant, maybe there are like more parts. Yeah. So let's adjust this one here first. All right. So here we go. All right, and let's do this to the other one. All right, Perfect. Let's change specular to diffuse and let's add some variation here. 0.09. Yeah. So let's go back to the camera. Let's take a look. All right. We have another plant here actually. Yeah. So let's do the same thing for this one. There is, all right. So this one I have to connect. So for some reason I don't know what happened here. So I'm going to connect the dots, right? So, all right. I think the plant trunk is not working. So I think I have a bark material. Yeah. So from a tree, saw it somewhere. It goes here. Yeah, bark. All right. So let's see the leaves. So I think for this one, we can just work with a dark color, dark green color, just to match with the plank. So I'm going to paste what we have right down here. I'm going to connect this guy here and diffuse. I'm going to decrease a little bit more, something like that. Can increase a little bit more saturation. I'm going to connect this guy and there you go. But I think you can decrease a little bit more to 0 dot negative 2 actually. Oh yeah, it's a little better. All right, so I'm going to copy these two guys over here and I'm going to, all right, so I think this one is not, it's not a leaf. No, it's a stalk. Okay, so let's add a bark to it as well. So yeah. Perfect. Let's take a look again. This looks really nice right now. I think you can, let me see this chair over here. Yeah, this probably this ladder is too reflexive, so let's change a little bit here. I don't know what's going on here, so I'm going just to test it out. All right. So gamma was set to 0.3 for some reason. Someone probably have already like work on this chair. I'm going to go back to the 2.2. So like that, we don't have like true reflective ladder. We don't need that. We're losing some details of the ladder because of the denoiser, so but in 4K this render definitely it's going to be very nice. So all right, cool. So I'm going to stop rendering it here. I'm going to see if we need to adjust something more precise, like this guy over here. I don't know, I feel that this guy is like floating. No. All right, so another thing I'm gonna do, and this is one thing that I like to do actually, is I'm gonna add more trees around around our scenario, and this is going to be our our background. So for that, I'm gonna add a cylinder, and I'm going to scale it. I'm going to delete all these faces and just keep this one here. I'm going to set it, and I'm going to delete the center, and that's it. So I'm going to place it around here. All right, and I'm going to scatter some trees here. So I'm going to apply the soil here, and let's scatter some trees. So let's scatter. First, I'm going to select the plane, and then let's scatter these two trees. Maybe this one. Let's add some more. All right. So maybe, I don't know. Maybe this one. Let's take a look how it's going to be. All right. So I'm going to duplicate a little bit more. No, it's not working for some reason. I think I got a message. Let me see the message again. All right. Probably there is some message that I missed. I press OK for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I need to read the message. Let me try another template. Let me try this one here. All right, didn't get any message. I'm going to change the display here, and let's add some trees. So like that. I'm going to increase here size to 0.9 probably. Yeah, and let's scatter it a little bit more. Need more trees, so something like that. Let's render. All right, so I need more trees. Maybe let's scale these trees to be bigger. So here, let's put one. All right, so this is the random factor. Let's change here the default scale. So let's put 1.3. All right, here you go. So now it's too dark. Yeah, that's not bad. A lot of trees going on here. But let me see if I can increase a little bit more. Let's put 1.5. I'm just trying to see if we can cover like this area over here as well. So otherwise I'm going to change it. All right. Yeah, that's probably like too dark. Right now I have like a kind of like a forest. We are in the jungle, right? So let me see if we increase here the exposure. It's going to be enough to have a nice mood. Yeah, probably. Why we have one of the Ottomans like under our chair here? I don't know why. All right, so this is a nice It's a nice scene. I have a LUT like going on here. I'm going to increase this LUT to 1 to give a little bit more contrast. Maybe it's too much, but yeah. All right, but I think that I'm going to go back here to 7 and we can try, let's see, we can try the HDRI. Let's change the HDRI to another direction just to see. 300. Let's change, rotate it 300. All right, so this is a nice mood. Definitely, this is a nice mood. I like it. Let's change it to 8. The thing is, like, normally, in this case, like, I don't have like any reference right now, like to for lighting. So I'm going like to, I have like the reference that we just copy, trying to copy for the layout, but that was not exactly the reference for the lighting. So we are like a little bit more open to be creative right now. So we can change, I can change like the lighting here, trying to get some interesting light. So let's take a look. Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, I like this one. Now we have here like the sun coming behind the tree, behind the camera. It's a very subtle sun casting on our objects, lighting one of our chairs. This is nice. This is a very nice effect, actually. I like it very much. But this guy is bothering me a lot. So let me just clear the cache again, clear again, and just save my scene. And let's render it again. All right. I don't know what's going on. That that object is still like under my chair, so all right, so I'm going to, I don't know, it does never happen actually. I'm going to restart my Blender, so then I come back. All right, I'm back, and probably I don't know what was going on, but definitely was something related to the cache, the Octane cache. All right, so again, this is a very nice effect, very nice lighting that I got here. Let me go back to my camera. We can also add depth of field, especially because we have like this tree around here, and let's see what happens if we add some depth of field. So I'm going to add like set 1 for the aperture, and let's grab our chair, this chair over here, as the main focus, right? Yeah, much more interesting. So now we have like some depth of field going on, but maybe it's too strong. So I'm going to decrease it to 0.5. And as like there are like too many pixels, too many samples like going on right now, we have like the denoise and everything. I think the best way to see if this image is good or not is rendering it. So I'm going to render it in 4K, and then if you need like more, if you need to adjust a little bit more, like we're going to adjust. Otherwise, I think we're good to go. So hold on a second, and I'm going to render it, and I come back. Actually, before I render it, I'm gonna show you what the parameters I'm gonna use. All right, so I'm going to set we can set like, I'm going to set 4K here, so I'm going to set like 400%. So it's going to be 400% this value. So now we are using like in the Y resolution of 1000, so it's going to be like 4000 and something. All right, so for the render, we're going to use the classic render paths for now, and I'm going to set, let me just turn off the render here, we don't need that for now. I'm just going to set the denoiser, all right, and all these guys except the volume, and yeah, that's it. So some IDs, object ID, yeah, I think that's it. And also for our render settings, I'm going to set samples to 600. I think 500 is more than enough. Maybe less, but right now I don't know. I need to make the first render. Here I'm going to keep all 8. We don't need more than that for exteriors. All right. So AI light we don't need. Well, actually we can use, because we are using here on this wall, we are using direct light, and we can use it. Going to help. So adaptive sampling, I'm going to set 0.1, and I think that's it. So for our camera exposure, I think that's good. I don't know if you need more. If you need more, we can add in Photoshop. Here I'm going to enable the noise of completion. I'm going to change 10 and 20, and then the noise I'm going to set to 0.3. And maybe you can add this post-processing. Let me see what it's going to be. So we're going to override it. Let me exaggerate a little bit. Let's put 10 just to see what's going on here. All right, change the glare to 1. Yeah, that's not going to be like very effective, because this is like daylight. So I'm going to use like a number of bloom, like 2. All right, so I think that's more than enough for now. All right, so let's render it, see what we have. So then I like come back. All right, so here is the final render, and this looks really nice actually. The details, very nice, really like it. This is pretty cool actually. The details of the displacement also, it's very realistic, so I like it. I don't think, probably we always like need to adjust things. Maybe this wire here I'm going to adjust a little bit. It's a little fake, but yeah, this is a really nice result. So of course I can like just put it in Photoshop to enhance a little bit more the details. This would be something I would do, but not for now, not for this this video. Okay, so I hope you enjoy it, and let me know if you have any questions. I'll be glad to answer. All right, thank you so much, guys.